All right, today we're going to talk about a code on a 2004 Honda Pilot with a 3.5. The transmission designation is a BVGA. All right, this is not the transmission. This is one that I'm working on that I'm going to use for the presentation and the filming. This actually is out of an '02 Acura MDX. And this transmission designation is a BGHA. It's very similar. So the solenoids are the same. So we can use this as the presentation to show you solenoid location, grounds, and what we did to fix this problem. All right, so '04 Honda Pilot, code P0758, shift solenoid B electrical. All right, this car would not come out of fail-safe. Always in fail-safe, you clear the code, you shut it off, didn't matter. Would not come out of fail-safe. So I get a call from my wholesale account, and I guess their client brought the car in fail-safe. So they scanned it, and they saw it had this 758 code, shift solenoid B. So, and on the transmission, you have shift solenoid A, B, C, and a lockup solenoid. So I'm going to give you the locations. There's a total of 4 solenoids, 2 brown plastic, which are the same 2 black plastic. So shift solenoid B is the brown plastic. So there's 2 on the side, 2 on the top. So my wholesale account called me and said, hey, I got the 758 code, it won't clear. He says, I already bought the shift solenoid from the dealer, and I just need to know the location of it. And I said, first of all, you know, not saying it's good, but on a rare occasion, those solenoids that go bad. I don't know, I can't remember the last time I've seen one of those go bad. But I'm just telling you, the solenoid may not fix the problem. I said, have you checked the wiring and stuff? He says, yeah, we checked it, it's got power, so it looks like it is the solenoid. I said, okay, no problem. So I told him location, it's on the top. I actually had him drive down here so I could physically show him because he's about 3 blocks away. And then I said, that's it. I said, but again, you know, on a rare occasion, I'll see these solenoids go bad. They don't really go bad. I says, I don't think that is gonna fix your problem. I think you have something else going on. But they bought the solenoid, he got the okay to do it. He installed the solenoid, and I get a call probably a day later, and he says, okay, you were correct. We installed the solenoid, and it did not fix it. I said, did it shift or anything? He says, no, same thing, will not come out of fail-safe. I says, well, you know, excluding that, you're going to be dealing with a wiring issue or a computer issue. So he says, well, at this point, I got to bring it to you so you guys could figure it out and get it done. So we get the car here, and, you know, first thing I just kind of looked over what he did. The solenoid was changed, and a lot of times, you know, you'll have where the solenoid plugs in. This actually is a solenoid B. I'll give you a close-up shot of this, but where it plugs in, you know, sometimes the wires can be bad or can break or something like that. So we checked all that. That seems good. And the next thing we did, and I want to get closer so I can show you, is on the back of the transmission, there are 4 grounds going to 1 eyelid. Okay, and those 4 grounds are for those 4 solenoids, A, B, C, and the lockup. Okay, you have the PWM linear, which is solenoid C, but you have an on-off lockup solenoid. All right, so we wanted to make sure that that bolt was tight, which it was. So the next step was to check the grounds. You know, being the fact that the code wasn't cleared, we kind of suspected that's what was going on, and we confirmed it. So it actually, it did have a ground problem. The ground was no good. So this one here has the same setup, so I can show you what the problem was. So what we actually did, I have the piece here. We cut the 4 we cut the eyelet out with the 4 grounds for each of the solenoids. We got rid of some of the, we stripped it back, got all 4 grounds together, twisted them together, put a heat shrink on it, a long lead with 1 eyelet, and put it to the transmission. Problem solved. All right, so where is it? So I'm going to give you a close-up shot of this. So this is what it looks like, but I want to show you solenoid location. I want to show you this is a harness out of this one with the same exact setup. And you want to make sure all these grounds, everything is clean. We had another one here. Actually, this transmission came to me about a month ago with some solenoid codes, and it wouldn't pass inspection. So the first thing we did was we go to the back of the transmission, and the bolt, the little ground bolt that holds it on, I'll give you a close-up shot of that too, was loose. So we cleaned everything, tightened it up, cleared the codes, and problem solved. Got the inspection sticker, and then about a month later I get a call from the wholesale account, says, hey, that Acura is acting up. So I said, all right, let's get it back here, let's see what happened. And now it's a mechanical problem because I drove it down the block, and I'm lucky I made it back because the screen was clogged from the clutches all coming apart and stuff like that. So we're doing the transmission here now. All right, so 758 shift solenoid B electrical, and I want to show you solenoid locations. I want to show you where the ground goes. The ground sits on the end cover of the transmission. This, you have the end cover, the main case, and the bell housing or the converter housing. The solenoids live in the converter housing. The ground lives in the back of the transmission. I'm going to show you all that, and I'm going to show you how we figured out this was no good. We actually did a voltage reading. Actually, the mechanic, my main mechanic who does a lot of the electrical work here, his name is Gary also, we both suspected it was a ground problem, so he actually did it with ohms, and he found the problem. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do continuity, from here, touching into here, so one of them is going to be open, and the one that's open was the problem. So let me get a little closer. All right, I want to show you where the solenoids are, identify them. Gonna have the back cover. I'll show you where that lives, the ground lives, and then we can go ahead and check this for continuity. You'll see that one of them is open. All right, I'm going to try to just be as thorough as I can on this diagnosis and repair video. So I'm just glad I have this transmission on a bench so I can kind of show you where everything is. All right, so here's the bell housing, and let me get a little closer on this. I have the solenoids, and I'll show you where each of them go, and we'll kind of just go from there. I have the end cover here. This is all, already overhauled, new O-rings and stuff like that in there. Pretty much just got to put this together, but I didn't want to put it together because I wanted to shoot this video first, and then I'll put this together in the morning. All right, so let me get a little closer. All right, so first we have a set of these solenoids. See, here's the brown. This is solenoid C and B. This is solenoid A and also a lockup solenoid. So the solenoids here, and the solenoids here are exactly the same. You just got to make sure you put them in the right spot. Okay, so what I usually do is I mark where the brown one goes so I know it goes, in the correct spot here and here. Then, of course, the black plastic solenoid would go into the other port. All right, so we got a brown plastic that's going to go here, and we have the black plastic that's going to go here. Okay, so according to information that I'm looking at, solenoid C and solenoid A. Okay, and we're going to come up here, and we also have the brown one here in front, and then the black one here. Okay, this is solenoid B, this is lockup solenoid. All right, so again, the two browns, okay, so here's the other two. These are the same and these are the same. So, if you put them aside and you say, oh geez, which one went where, you just got to kind of know the brown goes here, and the black goes here and here. but they are all the same. Okay. So that's where they live in the case. Let me get rid of this thing here. All right. So here's the back cover, and pretty much if you look through the left wheel well, you know, you should be able to see this, okay, because this bolts up like this. All right, let me just pick up here a little bit. All right, so if you look through the left wheel well, you'll see this bolted to the end cover. All right, like that. Okay, and the ground, here's the bolt. And the ground is going to be right there with this bolt on it. All right, so as you can see, I cleaned everything. I cleaned both sides of the ground and the surface that it sits on. So that's kind of going to go just like that. So that's where the ground is. But you can see it, you know, it's pretty accessible looking through the left side of the car. Right here is your temperature sensor that goes down into the main case. And here is for the pressure switch that goes here, another pressure switch here. All right, so that's where that goes. All right, and this, let me just take this back off. So this is the ground for the solenoids. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of these is no good. So we're going to do a continuity check, and that was the cause of the P0758 hard code. Like I said, most of the time, you know, I don't really see these solenoids go bad. I mean, I do some of these Hondas got 200,000 miles on them. Converters are blown. You just clean everything up real good, and you won't have a problem. So here is the piece that we cut out and joined everything together. And again, just pull this thing out here. And if you look at this, I know you probably really can't see it too well, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 for the 4 solenoids. All right, so now, let me just bring this down. All right, so we're going to do a continuity test. You can hear the beep. All right, so I'm going to touch. I don't know which one is bad, but I'm going to touch. Let's see, can I move this here? Let me stand over here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to touch these one at a time. And there's 4 of them. All right, so there's 1, 2. This is no good. This is the one that's no good. It's not even chiming. There we go. And that's the 3rd. These things are so small you can't even see them. All right, so again, we got 1, 2. This is no good. And 3. This one might be a little questionable too. There we go. So that's where our problem is, right in here. So that's why we cut it and join them all together. All right, so again, this is a, where's my paper? 2004 Honda Pilot with the BVGA, and we had a hard coat of a P0758, and the ground for the solenoid, was no good. Okay, and again on the harness, let me back this out. It is right here. Okay, gets bolted to here, and this gets bolted to the back cover. So again, look through the left side of the wheel well, you'll see this. All right, a lot of times with these codes, that's the first thing that we always check is this ground. So you can probably do a, you have to probably take this off here, this weather tape and stuff, and expose the wires, and you can do a continuity check or a voltage check or something like that, and you can tell if that is your problem. But it's pretty common. I've seen a lot of these, with these ground problems. We'll just do this one more time. Okay, that's nothing, and there we go. I got a good one there. Nothing. Okay. All right, so that is it. 04 Honda Pilot, P0758, hard coat, shift solenoid B, electrical. Found a bad ground for shift solenoid B. All right, I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.